Thomson, the scientist who discovered the electron. Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Memorandum, where we revisit the lives of people who shaped our world. Today we'll explore the life of a man who didn't just change physics, he changed the way humanity understands the universe itself. Sir Joseph John Thomson, better known as J.J. Thomson. Born in 1856 in Manchester, England, Thomson grew up in a modest household. His father was a publisher, and while the family wasn't wealthy, they deeply valued education. As a young boy, Thomson was described as quiet, thoughtful, and endlessly curious. He would spend hours tinkering with machines and asking questions about how things worked. At just 14 years old, he entered Owens College, an early sign of his remarkable intellect. Friends, imagine being only a teenager and already immersed in advanced mathematics and science, while others your age were still exploring the basics. This was the beginning of a lifelong journey into discovery. Now, let's uncover some of the most fascinating and insightful chapters of Thomson's life. After continuing his studies at Trinity College, Cambridge, Thomson's brilliance didn't go unnoticed. By the age of 34, he was appointed as the Cavendish Professor of Experimental Physics. This was one of the most prestigious scientific roles in the world. And remember friends, he achieved this during a time when the competition in academia was fierce. Perhaps his most famous contribution came in 1897. At this time, scientists believed atoms were indivisible, the smallest building blocks of matter. But through experiments with cathode rays, Thomson proved something revolutionary. Atoms were not indivisible. They contained even smaller particles, what he called corpuscles, later known as electrons. This discovery was shocking, almost unthinkable. It challenged centuries of accepted science. For the first time, humanity realized the universe was built from far more complex structures than anyone imagined. Thomson didn't stop there. To explain his findings, he introduced the Plum pudding model of the atom. In this model, the atom was envisioned as a positively charged sphere with electrons scattered inside like raisins in a pudding. While later replaced by more accurate models, this was an important stepping stone that opened doors for future scientists like Ernest Rutherford and Niels Bohr. Thomson wasn't only a brilliant researcher, he was also a mentor. His laboratory at Cambridge became a training ground for future Nobel Prize winners. In fact, 7 of his students, including Ernest Rutherford, went on to win Nobel Prizes themselves. This shows that his influence extended far beyond his own discoveries. He created a legacy of scientific thinkers who pushed knowledge even further. In 1906, J.J. Thomson was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for his work on the conduction of electricity in gases. This recognition placed him firmly in the history of science. But more than awards, what stands out is how he remained humble, always crediting his students and collaborators. He was a leader who lifted others up, not just himself. Friends, the impact of J.J. Thomson's discoveries cannot be overstated. His identification of the electron laid the foundation for modern physics, chemistry, and technology. Without him, there would be no computers, no smartphones, no advanced medical imaging, and no understanding of the atomic world. But what inspires most is this. Thomson's first model of the atom was wrong. The Plum pudding model was eventually proven inaccurate. And yet, without it, we may never have reached today's deeper understanding. His so-called failure was actually a stepping stone to truth. So if there's one thing we can all take from Thomson's life, it's this. Don't be afraid of failure. Every setback is a chance to learn, and every mistake brings us closer to growth. Even the greatest discoveries in history were built on imperfect beginnings. Thank you for joining me today on Memorandum. If this story inspired you, please follow and subscribe to Nefertiti. It helps us share more stories of people who shaped history and left lessons for us today. And remember, tomorrow at noon we'll release the extended episode where we'll dive even deeper into how the discovery of the electron changed science, technology, and even the way we live our daily lives. Until then, take care, keep learning, and don't be afraid to fail forward.